Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, my name is Jimmy and this is Patriots Glow. And we all know it's getting to be that time of year where we need to start making our planter boxes, get our designs going, and get these made and built so that we can get these on Marketplace and our craft booths, sell these, or make them for our houses. So I am going to go ahead and show you a super simple, easy build that you guys can make at home. I have only sketched this out and I think that I have it down to 4 fence pickets. I might have to use a 5th one, but I'm gonna try to keep it to a 4th one. Now, price this however you need to in your local area. I will try to give you kind of a price basis when we get through the video and we will go from there. So let's go ahead and get into this build. We are gonna go ahead and start this build off with the easiest cuts. Start by cutting 8 12-inch sections, and those are going to be the sides of your planter boxes. As you can see from the way that I'm doing it, it doesn't matter if you take it from the dog-eared side or the actual flat side while you're making these cuts. Really doesn't matter. That dog-eared side is going to get hidden up by the legs that we're going to go ahead and put on, obviously, all 4 corners. That's where the legs of a plant stand go. And with that being said, this is going to take obviously more than 1 fence picket. It will take a fence picket and then 2 more cuts off of another fence picket. So don't worry about that too much. You're going to have to cut another fence pickets while you're making your cuts. Now, off of that cut there, I am going to cut 2 17-inch boards. I also cut another 12-inch board because I wasn't paying attention, which try not to do that, but I do cut off 2 17-inch boards, and those are going to be our top frame portions, our little rails that go on top. So you're going to want those. Along with this cut list, you're going to want 5 10-inch pieces as well. You can make them 11 inches. Keep in mind, this is a prototype build. This is going to change over time, and you may be able to make it better. I will end up giving the picket count at the end of this video. Now, like I always say, everything that I build, you can modify, change, make it however you want to make it. And I am going to come through and anything like the legs, the top rails, and everything like that, for those, I'm going to rip these fence pickets in half. And that's absolutely easy to do. Just rip them all in half. And with that being said, you're going to take 2 of the fence pickets, and depending on how high you want the trellis in the back to be with those legs, you're going to rip those in half as well. So you're going to end up with quite a few pieces ripped in half. And obviously the top handrails ripped in half as well. And that right there brings us to where I'm actually cutting the 45-degree miters on here so that you can put these on the top and obviously have mitered edges. They don't have to be mitered edges, and if I didn't do mitered edges, this might have gone better than what I wanted to, but I did put mitered edges on it, and like I said, I plan on changing the way that I do this and change the design up a little bit, so it's all a learning process. You're going to make some cuts, you're going to make some design changes. That's how the process of woodworking goes. Now, those 17 inches are from the long ends, end to end. That's where I'm measuring off of. From the long end to end. That's where you see me marking right there. Make sure that that's where your miter cuts are. And obviously you see me mark on the wrong side, then I realized where my 45-degree angle is, and then I had to mark it on the other side. Don't mind that. Okay, so now here comes the part where we're going to start putting everything together. Go ahead and use Type 3 wood glue. Type 2 wood glue is only water resistant. This is waterproof. So just go ahead and I think spend the extra 35 cents. I really don't think that there's a big difference in the price. So just get Type 3 wood glue. There's nothing wrong with it. The viscosity is a little bit different, but that's about it. Okay, so back to what I was saying. We're going to start putting everything together. And these are our legs right here that we are actually putting together. Our front legs with a couple of panels. And we'll end up putting our back legs together too, and that'll be our trellis, and that goes all the way up. So let's see all what we got cut out here, okay? We have 2 of the front legs, which those will be 2 12-inch sections cut in half, and obviously all of our panels, so that'll be 8 12-inch sections as well. So in all, we're going to have 12 12-inch sections cut out, but 2 of those are going to get ripped in half for the 2 front legs, and that literally only gives about 1 inch to 1.5 inches on the bottom there. So yeah, we're probably going to go ahead and make those legs a little bit taller in the next iteration, but this is what we got right now, so this is what we're going to go with. Now you see me coming through here and putting the back trellis together. Jeez, big back, patty whack, give a dog a bone, get out of the way. We put together those back legs, and the back legs and the trellis are going to all be one section. And as you can tell, for this entire build, we are not adding a dab of glue, we are adding a crap ton of glue. And that is the way that we are going to go ahead and make sure this all stays together once we brad nail everything together. And with that being said as well, you don't have to brad nail everything together. You can use screws. Make sure you use outside screws, because you don't want your screws obviously rusting, breaking apart, and then your planter box breaking apart. Now, while you're putting your planter box together, there's an important step that I don't want you to forget, because you'll be putting it together and you'll get to the point to where I am, and you'll take a second, you'll get everything in here, then you'll look at yourself and you'll say, I think maybe me, I completely and entirely forgot to put these braces on the bottom. You're going to need this for the bottom here. So don't forget to put these in. I put them in after I put these sides on. It'll be a lot easier if you put these on before you attach the sides. Promise, it'll be easier. But I went ahead and put them in here. These are sticking up a little bit, but not a big deal, because the floor and these will be on the bottom. So it's not a big deal, but keep that in mind. So, all right, let's go ahead and put the front face on here, and we'll go from there. So just for keeping everything ergonomically sound, we're going to go ahead and continue to put the rest of this planter together on the bench as far as we can. Now I'm going to use, since I don't have the floor to use it, a level to put this together. You can also use a square if you've got a large enough square, from the bottom of your bench to the bottom of your feet. Now, don't mind me, I go flipping this around a little bit, get kind of confused on how I'm going to put this together, and then realize I have to flip it all the way around, move down to the other end of the bench, and then put it together the rest of the way. I brought you down with me, and let's go ahead and nail this all together as well. I put these brad nails on the outside. You don't even end up seeing them, but normally I put all my brad nails on the inside out. How do you display this? I don't know how we display this. Jeez. All right, so here you have it. This is the done planter box. Now, because I don't quite know all right, guys, there you go. 6 fence pickets got us to where we are now, with just the tiniest sliver of scrap left. So 6 will get you to about here, with a little bit of refinement of the design and measurements. I think it could be even better. And with that being said, I don't know if you guys have noticed. Did you guys hear my knees crack? If you guys haven't noticed, I have changed the way that I'm doing my channel slightly. I am doing builds that we can do together. I make rough builds of things that I want to make, and I kind of make the design the best that I can with the least amount of materials, and then we can build off of that. We can come up with designs together. I can do the first build and then go off of the first build, kind of like a prototype, and then build off of that. Look at what my first build kind of has flaws with, what I don't like about it, what I kind of want to change. There's no point in me coming out here, taking a design that's already completely done, throwing it together, and then saying, here, build this, without kind of going through the process with you on how you figure stuff out, how you change things, and learn from there. So we are going to go over a few design flaws that this has that I don't like, that I need to sit down at the drawing table, look over, and I know for a fact you guys are absolutely awesome at coming up with different ideas on things that can either save material, different design ideas, and how you can actually make things better. So if you want, down in the comment box below, let me know what your ideas are. Let me know what you would do to change things. I would probably make this a little bit shorter. These rails probably a little bit thinner. They're a little bit bulky, and I would do things just a little bit different. The back rail right here, I don't like how this comes out and pointy. I'll probably have to round this off so nobody gets stabbed back here, because this needs to wrap around some way. So I need to try to sit down, figure out how I can either get this box to wrap around all the way or come back here. I didn't quite think that all the way through. And then my last piece, I couldn't really put it back there. So that was a big design flaw here. And these are just steps that, going through the build process, you end up doing. And every channel out here, you sit here and go through a perfect build. And no woodworker comes out and throws a build together the first time perfectly. And with that being said, part of woodworking is the fun of messing a build up and having to change things or figuring out what does work and doesn't work. It kind of sucks when you put the money into it and you're the one messing it up, but that's what I'm going to be here for, so that we can learn together and kind of go over some design flaws. But just remember that if you come out into the garage and put something together, everything looks perfect when it's done on YouTube. Everything looks polished, editing looks great, but I kind of want to change the channel. I don't really want to go with the polished look. Everything looks the same, because the thing is I can come out here and make something 1, 2, 3 times, perfect it, really get it down, and then show you guys how I made it, or edit the crap out of my videos so that you guys don't see along the way when I chuck pieces off to the side. I kind of want you guys to see what's going on. So if you guys made it all the way through here, I appreciate you guys staying all the way through the build. If you guys could, give me a like, subscribe. When you like that, if you like that, hit that hype button. It really helps the channel to grow. The more this channel grows, the more builds I can bring to you guys. I'm going to try to keep kicking these builds out to you, doing different designs, different things that work. I'm going to test them, see if they work, see if they sell, make sure that it is kind of something that is a proven seller. Planter boxes, cedar planter boxes, these are known to sell. They'll sell springtime every year. They'll sell through the summertime at a discounted rate. These will sell all year round. Just have to make little design changes. And these will be good for tomatoes to grow up them, cucumbers to grow up them. This is a really good spot. This is a really good design to have in apartment buildings or on balconies, stuff like that, so that if people can't have big gardens, but they do want to have something that grows up, they can grow them on trellises in a small area for a small footprint. So just keep that in mind, that this is a really good build right here. Now, it is obviously 12 by 12 on the inside. That is a decent amount of soil in the front. So anything that grows up this trellis, it's not going to start leaning backwards, because it is going to be plenty of weight out here in the front. just theoretically speaking, that's just a can of paint, and it's pretty sturdy holding it towards the front. So keep that in mind. But I will stop rambling on. Once again, I really appreciate you guys sticking to the end. If you guys have any design ideas, throw it down in the comment box below. If there's something that you want me to try, something different you want me to do with this design, or something that you want me to give a try to, or try to build and try to make it a little bit cheaper, or see how it builds and see if it sells, let me know down in the comment box below. You know what? I had to stop myself from rambling. All right, guys, love you, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.